Yet another scandal has rocked the Eastern Cape Education Department or system. This time it's teachers from the Ntabankulu municipality being investigated for allegedly locking children up to go partying during a school trip. In a video that circulated on social media, children were seen sleeping on a floor wearing their uniforms. The province's Premier Oscar Mabuyane has called for swift action against those responsible. Let's go live now to our reporter Ronald Masinda, who is covering that story for us. Ronald, what has the Education Department said about the video that made the rounds, particularly around the story?
Well, Masako, both the Department of Education here in the province as well as the Basic Education Department have condemned the alleged incident that took place where teachers from the school in Ntabankulu allegedly left behind the children to go party. We do know that there is an ongoing investigation. The teachers have been suspended. The outcomes of those investigations or that investigation is expected this Thursday. But it is a big blow for the education system here in the Eastern Cape ahead of the exams. Many or thousands of students looking forward to the exams. This province alone has around 5,000 schools. To break it down, the public schools, that is, there's about 4,000 primary schools as well as 1,000 high schools at this province, and many of the schools are under-resourced, and that is why such initiatives that we attended here at the ICC in East London, the Reading Strategy Initiative, is to upskill and empower learners to be more, equipped in terms of reading, which is very much a cause for concern here, not only in the Eastern Cape but in South Africa. It is an initiative that has been endorsed by President Cyril Ramaphosa as well as Angie Motshekga, the Minister for Basic Education. We also heard from her deputy earlier regarding the incident.
We condemn, we've seen that, and it's moving, it's viral on the social media platforms. We condemn that with all what we can say. That is condemned because the safety of learners is our priority. That's why we have a specific branch that deals with safety of learners. And even in provinces, there is a subdirectorate. In all provinces, there's a subdirectorate that looks at the safety of learners in all the schools. And we have a national school safety framework, and that includes everything, and it gives allowance to provinces and schools to develop their own frameworks and policies that talks to the national framework. So all the schools, as far as we know, and as far as the reports we get from provinces, is that all schools have the safety policy. What the teachers have done in this instance really is unacceptable.
What's the appropriate action that needs to be taken then?
The department here in this province, after investigating as to what actually happened, those teachers must be brought to book, and the SGP, because a school applies to the SGP. The SGP is the one that sanctions a trip, so they must come and account. And the school must take, the department must take an action against those teachers.
And Ronald, I believe that the Human Rights Commission is also now investigating.
Yes, indeed. And their work has been cut out this year, Musako, because there have been so many incidents where children's rights in particular have been violated. There's an incident where a principal allegedly raped a matriculant here in the Eastern Cape, as well as an incident in Komani where at least 4 boys allegedly raped a girl at a school there, and quite a number of other incidents that are cause for concern for many children at schools. So there's a Human Rights Commission saying that it will certainly look into this matter. But I can tell you also, Maseko, that the SA Human Rights Commission says they are also happy with the cooperation that they have been receiving from the Education Department here in the Eastern Cape. It is also a concern that the eNCA in the province has also been focusing on in terms of assisting students or children or at schools here. There was a conference earlier this week where they spoke about strategic planning to ensure that learners or students are given the right to education and a right to be protected at schools. But I spoke to Dr. Eileen Carter earlier from the SA Human Rights Commission. This is what she had to say.
The Department of Education in the Eastern Cape is unfortunately our biggest respondent, which means that we receive the most cases against this one single department in the province. About 25% of all our complaints are education related. So we have several open investigations that we are looking into, because the best interest of the children for us is such an important right that we need to make sure we prioritize, as well as the basic education rights of the children. So we certainly have a lot of investigations that are currently ongoing, and we have a dedicated team now on just education matters, because unfortunately we do not receive the responses that we require, and it's not that forthcoming as we would want them to be.
All right, eNCA reporter Ronald Masinda in the Eastern Cape. Let's leave it there for now.